There's my song. There's my song. Thank you. Do you guys know this song? It's a good one. I'll play it for you later if you couldn't hear it. Well, welcome to your new workday, everybody. Congratulations, you made it. After today, you will never work the same way again. That would be a shame if you did anyways. In the new workday, we are focused on being strategic. We can take people to coffee. We can spend time with the employees that we've hired. And we're no longer bouncing around from notification to meeting, back to notification, like a human ping pong ball. In the new workday, you become the most important aspect. And you will be managing a lot of your AI tools and automations. See if this works. Well, pickle problem here. Let me show you a glimpse at my new workday. Now, this is just kind of what I wake up to every day. So about 15 of my automations are running at night. So when I wake up, I spend half my time looking at my prospecting automations, and the other half is a mix between marketing and then just things I would have never even done without automation. So this is my prospecting agent, and I love this tool. How many of you have heard of Perplexity before? Good amount of you. So Perplexity came out with a new AI agent tool called Comet. And Comet is actually its own browser. So I'm logged into everything. It's currently going through and prospecting ideal client profiles based on some information I gave it. And it's reaching out to people with my offer, but it's not just sending the same message over and over again. It's reading their profiles and customizing and shaping the content for them specifically. It also will read through other people's posts and make comments for me and create posts for me. However, I don't like it to post without my permission, but it will if I ask it to. This is my other favorite automation. So every time I post a blog or have somebody from my team post a blog on jamout.ai, this automation takes place. So it goes to Perplexity. Perplexity will summarize it, then goes to a router, then goes to multiple instances of my chat GPT where it's creating LinkedIn posts, Instagram posts with images, X.com post, as well as an email marketing campaign that gets emailed to me as a draft. Again, everything's in the drafts. I am a control freak. Can't say it enough. I have 2 AI agents that give me an overview of what's in my email when I wake up. One's on Claude. How many of you have used Claude before? It's my same Perplexity people. I see you. So Claude is another AI tool like ChatGPT. As you can see here, I have it linked into my Google Drive. So in the morning, I can say, hey, what are some emails that I need to respond to? What are high priority emails that I need to take a look at? And it'll send them to me. And it'll also create a draft, kind of like the one that you'll see here, where I can simply read through, take out the emojis, of course, and send to my prospects, clients, friends. This is my Jam AI business blueprint, which I will be showing you guys in the workshop today, whoever comes to this. So this is what I have for Jam AI, and it's basically, it has everything that I've ever created from Jam AI that is published on the web. It's in here. So for instance, if I have a prospect come to me and say, hey Jam, do you guys do outbound AI call agents? I know we do. I know I've written about it at some point, probably have proposals. So it's all in here. And I can simply right in the middle chat with it and give it this prospect's ideal situation and what it's looking for, and it'll create a proposal for me based on those needs. More on this tool in a little bit. Now, this is where AI gets very fun. This is my fan fiction. So I'm a big Bravo fan, Real Housewives fan. So I decided I was going to create my own AI agent team called the Real Agents of Jam AI. So all of these ladies here have a job. This is my content creator. She's has a large knowledge base behind her, and I can simply say, create an Instagram post for me on Comet. And she knows my tone, she knows how we create Instagram posts, and she'll give me an image as well. I also have my head sales gal, Morgan, here. She's awesome. And she's the same thing. She'll create proposals for me. She'll write contracts because on the back end, she's been trained to do exactly that on ChatGPT's latest model. So that's just a little inspiration of how I'm using AI in my workday. And if you're wondering what the heck you just got yourself into, here's a little bit of what we're going to cover today. So what is the new Workday? What is AI and where did it come from? Where is it going, most importantly? And then we're going to cover some really amazing AI foundational tools that I hope all of you will give a try today. I'm gonna try once more to get this pickle to work so I could walk around. One moment. No luck. All right. Does anyone here know when and where the term AI was invented? Does anyone want to take a guess? Here's a hint for a timeline. I was thinking like 80s or 90s, but I was shocked to find out that the term AI and this question, could human intelligence be so precisely described that a machine could be made to simulate it, was asked in 1956. If you think about that, that's amazing. They didn't have computers in their home. They didn't have the cloud. They didn't have any of this stuff that should even make them ponder a question like that. It was at a tech conference in Hanover, New Hampshire, which is where Dartmouth campus is. And apparently it was 4 dudes got in a room and this question came up. Here's what I think they look like. Create a little future forward look. So we actually go out to Hanover, New Hampshire and Vermont every summer. So we went back to the founding place of AI and I learned a lot more about it. And I'm just really amazed that these people had this thought so long ago. It was actually really brave of them. And so we all need to be brave and actually learn how to use these tools that are available for our disposal. There's actually so many free tools too that we can use that will make us so much more efficient and free up so much more of our time to really spend on strategic growth and spending time with our partners, colleagues, and friends. So how many of you here golf? Yeah, me too. Kind of wish I was doing that right now. No offense. No. I've been golfing since I was 8. It's a big part of my life, and it's become a big part of my family life as well. I'm trying to make my son the next Tiger Woods. We're starting very young with he has to swing the club 1,000 times a day before dinner. So he's 9 now. This is when we started. And I was super excited because this year I got my daughter to go out. But in order to do it, we had to golf barefoot and we had to do headstands at every hole. But we do what we have to get them out there, right? So this is my very sweet husband. His name's Mike. He's a scratch golfer. He's the guy that goes to all the member guest tournaments. There's him posing next to some hole-in-one. And I know I'm so lucky to have him get me back into golf. I took some time off. And This summer, he decided to be the pro of the family and give us tips, pointers. Point your toe out, change your grip, turn your hips. And I don't know about you, but when he gives me instructions, I see red. Anyone else here can tell me what to do, but there's something about him telling me how to do something, and I can't handle it. And I saw it was happening with my kids too, but lucky for him, I have AI. I actually started developing my own AI app where I could upload my swing and compare it to other women golfers because I kept telling him, you have no idea. It's different, okay? It's really not that different, but that's what I would say. So here's what saved my marriage this summer. Take a look at this cool AI tool.
And a good hip rotation with a good weight shift to the trail. The key area to improve is the length of the back, which is slightly conditioned. Focus on extending the back.
Well, it's a lot nicer when it comes from a robot than when it comes from your husband, I have to tell you. My daughter, too, she was really interested in using this tool because she was not loving Papa telling her what to do. The weird part, though, was my son got super into Happy Gilmore 2 this summer, and he really perfected that, run hit. And this tool said it was great, and it kept telling him that he was making amazing contact with the ball, and unfortunately now he thinks that's a cool thing to do, and yeah. Well, let me introduce myself with my AI.
She hates talking about herself, so here's a quick intro. Robyn started her first agency in 2009. They built e-commerce websites. After completing multiple Google and digital marketing certifications, Robyn grew the company by bringing digital marketing services to her clients. 5 years later, she sold that agency and went on to do consulting for large digital marketing organizations. She gained hands-on experience in all areas of marketing, which in turn made her great at prospecting. Her ability to improve sales with high-ticket service products became impressive. She wanted to teach others how to do it. In 2022, she went to launch Jam Out in Sales. She was about to launch, then the AI tools were released to us all, and Robyn knew it was about to change everything. I'll let Jam take it from here. Oh, Jam. While I'm here, don't forget you have a meeting in 15 minutes.
Oh, shoot.
Should I rebook it?
Yeah, I need her to rebook that, for sure. That was my AI assistant giving you an intro. Thanks for that. Really, it comes down to I have a huge passion for sales and marketing. I've been doing it my entire life, and with AI, it was obvious. It changed everything. I spent my entire career building content, creating digital marketing systems, and doing sales. And now, everything I've ever done, I can do so much better and faster. And it's freed up a lot of time for creative outlets and fun side hustles. So here's a few things. I created a custom pet product, drop shipping, bachelorette products, and my most successful side hustle, Real Housewives wine glasses on Etsy. Can't believe it. But Travis mentioned I created Jam AI based on a sales training in 2022, and it was called Jam Out in Sales. And then I saw ChatGPT in November of 2022 and just threw everything away, changed my name, changed the brand, and went all in on AI-powered sales and marketing. So as you mentioned, Club Jam is our main product, and what we found is that you can't just do one AI training because things are moving so fast. There's new tools and technology introduced every single week. So we do live training every week as well as on-demand foundational AI tools. Enough about me. Back to your new Workday. A couple statistics I wanted to share. So one thing is you have to change how you're thinking about AI. A lot of people are still thinking that ChatGPT and AI tools are for content creation. They're not. They were my first keynote 3 years ago. That's what I talked about. But now they can be your true assistant. They're your always-on chief of staff. I saw this and just had to share it. So I'm training people all over the country, and you think about how is AI affecting people in their current roles. Well, according to this study, 1.4 billion people are going to have to learn how to use AI just to keep their current job. And it's not like it'll replace them or anything, it's just that new systems are being introduced because people are seeing how much more effective somebody can be once they understand how to use these tools. A group of 2,700 AI researchers got together in LA, and they said that between 50 and 80 years from now, most, if not all, jobs will be automated. And it makes you wonder, what will a workday look like for our future grandchildren and great-grandchildren? And will it be something where they're managing automations, or will there be an AI for that too? It's just interesting to let your mind wander. What will people do if we're not tethered to computers and desks? How will we be able to be even more creative and bring more to our societies? Talk about that later over a drink. So, a couple other things. These AI content tools reduce marketing production time by 50 to 70%. And on average, AI is saving 11 hours a week for financial advisors. Couldn't believe that one. So when you think about all of these new tools and all of these new systems and when they're in place, currently my workday is actually over by about 11 a.m. every day. So what will you do when you have all these hours back? What will you do with your time? Maybe more in-person meetings. Maybe you'll learn a TikTok dance. Maybe more happy hours, who knows? Hopefully, you'll all have time to work on your golf swing. Now, I don't want everyone in here to feel nervous and think that AI is coming to replace you. AI is here to amplify you. Whatever you're good at, you can use AI tools to do more of that thing. Wherever your weaknesses are, you can use AI to fill those holes. You think about all of the people on your team, all of your partners, they're all in their role because of their experience and the skill set that they brought to that role. They're not there because of how many TikTok posts, Instagram posts, captions they can write in a day or how many meetings they can have. They're there because they are qualified humans. So how can you use AI to bring more of those human qualities to the forefront? I believe everybody in here, if trained on AI, can do 10 times the work and be done by noon. Success is no longer defined by a traditional skill or traditional skill set. It's defined by putting those skill sets with AI and then creating a strategy around it. That's going to be the way to move forward and get more done than ever before. Now, if you feel like AI tools are overwhelming and maybe they're causing problems in your organization, you could be right. AI with inefficient workflows or AI introduced without policies or approvals can really cause a lot of disasters. You could have, Susan in HR building AI chatbots and she thinks they're really awesome, but they're not trained right and they don't sound like your brand and they're creating a bunch of content that's going nowhere. You could have Brad in sales creating AI tools for prospecting, and one day he sends a happy birthday message to 500 people, and it should have been a customized condolence. So, AI can cause problems if it's not done correctly. If you feel like there's a billion tools for everything, you're right. In 2023, there were about 14,000 AI tools just for content creation alone. So video, marketing, all sorts of things, 3D research. Now we're at 57,933 tools available, which I'd say a good half of those are probably built in, some teenager's basement. And they look great because they know how to use them. So you want to make sure that you're using tools that are built by reputable companies that are not taking your data and that work well with others. Let's do a quick AI 101. This might be 201, it's advanced. There's a lot of terms being thrown around, and a lot of questions I get are, what's an LLM? What's an automation? What's the difference? So let's just do this really quick. So an LLM is a large language model, and those are things like ChatGPT and Claude, and they're basically trained on a large amount of text. They're trained on the internet, if you will. So those are the brains behind those chatbots. Agentic AI is very cool. I'll show you some of these in a moment. Is AI that you give it a task, and then it makes the decision of how it's going to do that task. So you could say, hey, I want to find financial advisors in Wisconsin. But you're not necessarily telling it which websites to go to and what to research. It's making those decisions on its own, preparing the information for you on its own as well. Without instructions, it'll sometimes make you a website, it'll make you a PowerPoint deck, it'll make you a PDF. You don't know. Automations are like what I showed you earlier with my blog. So it's more of a pass the baton type tool where you have different chatbots talking to each other and they're working together to accomplish one goal. And then autonomous AI, it's kind of like the AI in your car. It's Siri or Alexa. I don't want them to talk back to me. And it's things like that. So hopefully that helps. I can't say enough how important it is to have a solid sales and marketing foundation before you bring in any AI tool to your organization. That's what we teach at Jam AI. That's my background. Really identifying how you're going to connect with your customers and connect with them along every step of their journey. So the first thing that we always do is figure out your ideal client profile or your client avatar. This is probably something you think you might have figured out already. Yeah, I know who I sell to. I've been doing it for 50 years. Well, it's interesting to use AI and create a very in-depth client avatar. So one analogy we like to say is you can have the fastest car, the best GPS, a full tank of gas, but if you're headed in the wrong direction, you're never going to get to where you need to go. So let's do a little example. I used a tool called Manus.ai, or Manus.im, and I said, act as a customer intelligence expert specializing in insurance marketing, analyze their marketing using the situational model framework, basically goes on and on. But I'm asking it to create in-depth buyer personas. And it's not just high-level demographic. It's going to be, where do these people spend time online? What are these people interested in? And that'll help us figure out what sort of marketing content we could create to meet them where they are. So this is Manus. You can see it's an agentic AI like we just talked about. So I gave it a pretty long prompt, and then it goes to work. I like Manus because it shows you on one side what it's doing, and then on the other side, it's creating the information for you. One of these takes about 15, 20 minutes. It takes quite a while to go do all the research for you. Then at the end, it says, hey, I've done all of this. I analyzed Libra Insurance Partners market, identifying their strong position as the largest independent IMO. And basically, it developed 4 detailed customer personas, ranging from experienced regional BGAs to innovative next-gen firms. So it's pretty cool. I did a little screen share here, but there's 4 different documents, and I'll send this over to you, Travis, so you have it. It's pretty interesting stuff that it came up with. So I could just start here in my presentations because I know this is where people are mostly excited. AI foundational tools, these change quite often, and this is not the only slide of them. I have another one. There's quite a few. When we were developing our training program, it became really clear that training for AI is a lot like going to the gym. It's a lot like training for the gym. So you could do it every day, and you could work out different parts. So these are all different tools for different aspects of your business. Everything from video creation to content creation to automations to podcast creation. But they're a lot like the gym because there's all these different areas that you could go work on. So these are some of the foundational tools, and I'm going to go through these in depth in a little bit. Here's the next page here. And these are some of the newer AI foundational tools that we've been working with. So how many of you use ChatGPT? Wait, how many of you do not use ChatGPT? It's almost better. Not. So just a few. That's excellent. So you may think you know how to use ChatGPT, and this is not going to be a 101 because I figured a lot of people in this room were already using it. So I want to just give you 5 ways to use it, maybe in a way you haven't thought of before. First one's probably obvious. You may have done it, but often you guys are asked to compare products, kind of look and see what's the difference between 2 products in your industry. So with a simple prompt, you could say, compare these 2 products, and then you could say, create a side-by-side chart showing their main features, and then a simple explanation. So that's what this did. A lot of people, which I'm surprised, don't know that you could ask it to reply to you in various different formats, from images to tables to graphs, infographics. And then a really fun tip is take that and say, explain these to a 12-year-old. And I think this is a great tip because there's a lot of times you're meeting with people outside of your industry or prospects, and it's nice to have something just explained plain and simple. So that's one little tip. Now, how many of you are using the paid version of ChatGPT? Raise your hands. Cool, a few of you. This is not just a paid version, but I always like to see this because you guys are paying for it, and I bet you're not using it as an AI assistant. So when I showed you earlier when Claude is giving me an overview of my emails every day, I actually have ChatGPT give me an overview of my entire calendar every morning. So you just go to settings, and they're highlighted here. You go to connectors, and you connect your Google calendars or Outlook. There's a lot of things down here you can connect. And you just go ahead and create a schedule. So mine says, search my Google Calendar for today's events and provide a detailed summary of my day. Who I'm meeting with, what we're meeting about, start and end times, local time zones, And then I can even have it research who I'm speaking to and give a bio overview of who I'm meeting with. So no longer am I sprinting to my Zoom call that I have and getting on LinkedIn and doing a skim of who I'm meeting with. It's all right there for me in the morning. I go into everything a lot more proactive than reactive. You can also do things like set a task to send me morning news and market updates every day at 8 a.m. So I met with a financial advisor before coming here, and this is one of the automations that he does every morning. So he gets this market news every morning, and then it's also programmed to take that news and rewrite it for him as a newsletter. So it knows his tone, it knows the name of his company, obviously, and so it rewrites it completely, and he has a fresh email newsletter ready to send his audience every morning based on news that happened the night before or the day before. It also has other connectors to go into CRMs. I know there's some of you that use custom CRMs for this industry, and there are ways to integrate with those, but if you're using one of the big box CRMs, it's probably in here as well. So tip number 2 is take a moment and look into the connectors section, because this is where you can truly start automating your workday rather than just creating content that you then have to do things with. Also, from chatting with a few of you, I've heard that compliance is a thing. So one of the tips here is in this prompt, you could say, after you ask it to create whatever content, say, highlight any phrases that may raise compliance concerns so I can review them before sending. So just know that you can do things like that. This is your chatbot, so you can see it, highlighted it. And then it says, would you like me to also draft a compliance safe version? Yeah, let's start there. So this is about training. How many of you train other people at your organization? Not too many. Or go through training of some kind. AI has been an amazing tool for training. I know there's a lot of industries where they're worried because there's a lot of, people retiring and taking a lot of information with them as they go. And there's been some really cool AI tools built to capture people's information and create training from it. This is just a simple prompt asking for an outline to create training. So easy peasy. Last one, and my favorite tip, custom GPTs. How many of you have heard of that term before? Nice. This is something you all should write down. I'm always shocked that people don't have these for their organizations yet. And I've seen some AI consulting companies build these for people for about 20 grand, and they take about 5 minutes to build. So just make sure you know what's going on. So a GPT, just at a high level, is ChatGPT, a copy of it, and it's trained to do a specific thing. So you can go to chatgpt.com/GPTs, and you could use other people's that they've created. So it's almost like a store. You could type in anything in the search and find it, from business plan creation to social media creation, anything you could think of, it's in there. You could also, if you see at the top right, it says create. So this is where you can go in and create a custom GPT for your business that is private, and it can be shared amongst your organization. I'll show you one that I built just so you can get a sense of how you do it. So here's the back end of a custom GPT that I made on Alex Hormozy's new book, $100 Million Money Models, which I don't know if any of you know about Alex Hermosi. Raise your hand if you've heard of him. So he's a entrepreneur and he owns a bunch of different businesses. He owns a growth accelerator, so he invests in all these businesses. And he's got a podcast. And this is his third book in his series. And he launched it after probably $6 million marketing campaign. And on his launch day, his book got leaked on Reddit, and it was being passed around for free everywhere. So at first I felt bad because I saw it. This is where I got it. But then I watched his YouTube, and he's like, hey, it's free. You could grab it there. And if you'd like to buy it also, just because that'd be cool, that'd be great. So I bought it because I want to do the right thing. But he knows that all of this information is out there for people to use, and you can't really hide it anymore. So anyways, I got all of his books, and you can see here where it says PDF. That's the knowledge area. So if you have in your business training documents or documents about your brand, your voice, your sales, your marketing, if you wanted to make a proposal creator custom GPT, you would upload a bunch of your proposals, because then you could train this and say, I want you to create proposals for my company similar to the ones in the knowledge base. So this is a custom GPT on the back end, and it's available for anyone to use. It's public. If you want to give it a try, you sure can. So that's your ChatGPT tips. Hey Jen is a really cool AI avatar creating tool. So basically you could create your own AI avatar from your own face. You could also not do that and use faces from the public who have volunteered their faces, or you can use AI created avatars. So you could do chatbots with your own face. So that'd be pretty cool, right? If we had maybe like a Bill Shiloh chatbot that everyone could just chat to. Maybe we'll work on that. Here's some other just ideas, because people are kind of like, well, why would I ever need an AI avatar? So you could do like a advisor onboarding concierge. I know we're all getting email fatigue. We have so much. So this is kind of just a way to stand out. You could do case status updates with these avatars and send them out. You could do an entire client education portal, because we all know how much video production costs. My husband owns a video production agency, so I feel bad saying it, but it's super expensive. And so we can use some of these AI avatars in this use case. I never suggest using it for commercials and things that your prospects might see, but internal videos, yeah, AI all day. Interactive training with the chatbots. So I've seen a lot of our clients build sales training avatars. So they're trained on, all the different ways their prospects might say no. And so these salespeople can train on how to make them say yes. Personalized recruiting. So if you're recruiting somebody, you could send them a specific video. And then it's a little late for this, but event and summit navigation. So when you get there, scan the QR code, the avatar comes up, and you can chat back and forth and say, hey, when is Jam AI's session? And she'll tell you. So it's super easy to create the AI avatars. I wanted to show you an example of a tax guy we made. Hopefully you can hear this.
Are you using all the big introductions like business expenses, home office, or equipment? Do you have any retirement plans like SEC or still the 401k? Do you own property or have capital investments?
Yeah, I think I have all of that stuff.
Ensure all business expenses are documented and deducted. Consider maximizing retirement contributions. Check if you qualify for any tax credits like the small business healthcare credit or depreciation incentive. Do you have any recent capital losses or other specific deductions?
No, just general losses in life, but not really financial. You want to talk about those?
Guys, that was funny.
No, I don't know. For your taxes, participating all business expenses.
So I have to say, it's like a little delayed here, but it's not delayed when you do it in real life. I think there's something going on with my Zoom recording, but it is really one-on-one. It's interesting. You could also create a chatbot, based on your own business, and it could chat with people based on what you upload to it in its knowledge base again. So any sort of custom AI, it's all going to be trained on the knowledge base. So just think about that. Like, what do you already have in your business that you could possibly train a chatbot on? Just something to keep in mind as you continue on. So these are my AI avatars. I like to golf and work out a lot, so I don't often do my hair and makeup and stuff. And so I created these when I did, and now I can go program them. So here's what mine look like. I put them on TikTok, and people think they're me. Have you played with Google AI Studio's new Nano Banana? If not, join us tonight because we're going to show you 20 ways you can use Google's newest, most amazing AI image generation tool. Join us in Love Jam at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and get ready to get it. Well, and I like to do weird things too, like this.
Stop wasting weeks on fun. Here's how I go from 2 hours of AI to revenue in 90 days. Step 1.
I don't know. I just think it's really funny. I really like to freak out my kids with that too. It's very fun. There's a lot of things you can do to freak out your family with AI. But realistically, this is just a peek at the templates that they have. So you could easily just click one of these. You don't have to use your own face. They all sound and look very realistic. So check this out. Maybe your next presentation could be this. I also don't want you guys to think I'm like representing certain AI tools, because I'm not. There's a bunch of AI avatar creating tools. Hey Jen happens to be the one that I pay for, but there's multiple others similar that I have played with. So if you're interested, you can take a picture here. I want to go back to Manus. So Manus is the agentic AI tool that I showed you earlier when we created Libra's customer personas. And if you use ChatGPT, you could see the latest version of 5.0 also has agentic search. And if you use Google Gemini, they have deep research as well. So these do the same things. You can put in a prompt, and it'll go out and find whatever it is you're looking for. I thought this was a fun one. So oftentimes we are helping people with their marketing. So I said, what are the top performing social media posts for financial advisors? What topics, industry trends, and statistics are doing well from an interactivity standpoint? So this is a different kind of research I'm asking it to do, because I could go and pay for a list of the best performing social media accounts. But this is actually going to go out and do research on what's getting the most interactivity, comments, likes, the things that actually move the needle. So it went out. This one took like 35 minutes, by the way. So it did a lot of research, and it came back with such awesome results. I asked it to then put together a document of 100 high engagement social media content ideas for the financial industry. So if you guys want that, you should get it. It's pretty cool. Had a lot of really, really good ideas in it. And I can share that with you later too. Okay, this is my favorite AI tool ever. Who here is using Notebook LM? Yay, a couple of you, I love to see it. I think Notebook LM is changing the way we learn. I don't think it, I know it. I am super busy, And I still am constantly learning, and I have time because of Notebook LM. So Notebook LM is a Google product. It's free, and you can go ahead and research up to 300 sources. So let's say you're interested in learning how to golf, but you've never done it, you don't really have time. You could go into Notebook LM and find 300 different sources on how to play golf. They could be videos, PDFs, training documents, whatever it is if it's online. You could put it in there. And then based on all the sources in there, you can have it create a custom program just for you. And the coolest part is it will actually create podcasts and videos on whatever you want to learn. Here's an example. I think this is the video. I made one on annuities because I kept hearing that term and didn't know much about them, to be honest. So I found like 75 different resources on what are annuities and how could I learn about them. This is the podcast it made about it.
Really good.
But annuities, well, while they offer this kind of security, they often come wrapped in a lot of jargon and some pretty complex. So our mission today is really to cut through all of that, give you a clear, more informed perspective.
So you kind of get the point there, but those sound so professional. It's amazing. And now once you've heard that, you might find that some of the podcasts that you're listening to use these guys. So sorry I ruined that for you. This was a quick notebook I put together on Libra Insurance Partners, and I just wanted to learn everything I could about these guys before coming out. And so I found a bunch of resources. I think I found like 45 different sources online just about them. And the fun part was I also uploaded the 100 high engagement social media content strategies from my last Manus search in here. And so with that, this knows everything about Libra Insurance Partners, and it knows everything about that document too. So I said, what are 10 social media ideas for Libra Insurance Partners? And I've been doing social media with AI forever, and this gave me such amazing ideas. So they're just, IMO Insider, industry terms explained, BGA Mythbusters, Ask the Libra Leadership. There's all these amazing ideas in here that are so much more fruitful and so much more customized towards Libra Insurance Partners because I'm doing it in Notebook LM, not just in ChatGPT saying, here's my website, give me 5 social media ideas. I had to put them all in because there's 10 really good ideas in here. I'll send these to you, Travis. So I could talk about Notebook for another 20 minutes, but I can't. So moving on to Flow. So I don't know if you guys heard, but last March, Google AI pretty much took over the AI industry. They were kind of dragging behind with their Gemini products, and then they came out with Google AI Labs, and they are killing it. Not surprised, they're Google. So this is their video creation tool. It's called VO3. The AI video world has been slow to develop compared to everything else. You may remember that image of Will Smith eating pasta with 7 fingers. That's how most people look, just kind of crazy. But now they look so real, and they even have audio to go with it. So Google Flow is it's not bringing in other images, it's creating its own. And the flow part is this interface here. So VO is the AI and Flow is the interface. It's a chat to create video interface. Here's another example. It just looks so realistic. It's amazing. They also share prompts, so I thought it would be fun. I took that hockey prompt and I changed it a little bit, and instead of a sports day, I said an insurance marketing organization team building event on the ice rink, And instead of hockey players, I wrote insurance agents. Here we go. So here's another one. I just think it looks so real. And then here's an example with audio as well.
This is one of my favorite hikes. Come on, man, it's can't be happening right now.
So what's this going to do to our, the industry around creating movies, TV shows, film? I know they're already using it, so it's just interesting to think about what that looks like in the future. All right. Has anyone heard of Lovable yet? Nice. Lovable is a website and app creation tool. You can literally go to it and say, build me a website that does X, Y, Z, and it builds it. You could go to it and say, I'd like to create an app in the style of Duolingo that teaches people how to save money and retire at 50, and it'll build it. It's really, really amazing. It's called vibe coding, if you haven't heard that term before, and it's basically the paradigm shift in where we no longer need software developers as much as we did. We still need them a little bit on the back end to integrate with databases and things like that, but front-end development is pretty easy. All you have to do is go to ChatGPT and create a product requirements document. So when you want to go create your app to teach people how to retire, you'd literally just say that in ChatGPT and say, create a PRD. Then you paste that into Lovable. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes, and you can chat with it on the side and say, I want my brand colors, which are blue, silver, green. I want whatever. And it'll just create these amazing websites. You can test them and publish them directly from Lovable. You can buy a custom domain, or you could create a subdomain right here. So for Jam AI, our Clubhouse, which is our prompts, worksheets, and AI tools, it's all built in Lovable, and it was very fun to create. I'm gonna skip along. So another Google product that came out just a couple weeks ago is called Nano Banana. Has anyone heard of it? Guys, you have to try it. It's so cool. So Nano Banana is so amazing that Adobe just put it into their Fireflies program. So it's another Google program. And basically, AI image generation has been a little bit tough because people could never do character consistency, and it could never get the brand quite right. Well, now you can create the same character again and again, and you could do product placement as well. Let me show you a fun thing I did with a family photo. So my son was doing a project about our family history, and my aunt sent me the photo on the left, and I put it into Nano Banana, and it colored it and retouched it. Talk about a side hustle. Do that on Etsy all day. You could also just take elements, so like this girl and the dog, and it put that same girl with the dog. So that was completely hard to do before. Here's an image of a guy we all know, Bill Shiloh. And recently he came to me and said he'd really like to promote my new app, AI Gym. So I've had him out on the road. He's been doing keynotes and presentations for AI Gym. It's going well, going well. But it's pretty cool. I was able to take a picture of Bill and throw in my new logo, and I said put him in a t-shirt and show his new presentation. So I hope that one goes well. I'm just so grateful for those 4 dudes on the Dartmouth campus in 1956. Their one thought brought us here today. And now I can make myself look like I'm doing headstands at the Masters tournaments. I could create videos like this.
This annuity paperwork tastes as good as it performs. Bubblegum.
So because of them, I could do that. It's great. No, AI is completely changing how we work. It's here. I don't want to scare people at all, but it's something that if you embrace and start training on and learn every single day, you're going to have so much more time to do the things that you actually love and the things that actually brought you to your industry and your job. So, with that, any questions? Wanted to leave a few minutes. I left 1 minute and 40 seconds. I know you're all going to have about 1,000 questions later because that's what happens every time. So feel free to take my email. Yeah.
On the videos that you were showing, like if you're just saying like you're prospecting a financial advisor, you're creating a video of yourself, also. It's good. No.
Try it, flip it on.
Like if you're sitting, just thinking about our role or financial advisors, trying to prospect new ones, see like in the video, so for the AI creating a video, just explaining like who you are, what you do, why you're like sitting in this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you create that and you send it to them in an email? Like how does that get to the target audiences?
Yeah, good question. Yes, I would send it via email still. And also, I don't suggest using AI for videos like that. So that's another thing. I spend a lot of my time telling people not to automate certain things. So things like that where you're prospecting, make your loom, it could be general, send it. And then a follow-up could be that AI avatar chatbot of you. And have fun with it and be like, hey, I made this AI avatar chatbot of myself. You could ask it questions. I think when people try to do it and make it passing, like they want people to think it's real, then it gets weird. So, any other questions?
What would your suggestion for tax?
Taxes?
Tax. Things I have to do today, I don't get your calendar, but I've got 25 days to do like that. Your suggestion.
Oh, text. Like text tasks. Okay, gotcha. Tasks, ChatGPT all the way. And connect it. Like the amount of things that it can do once it's connected to your Microsoft Office or your Google Drive, and you create tasks every day. Have it read through your email every morning. I know it feels invasive, but just do it. Just tell it not to send. And it could create drafts for you. So if you're feeling like you don't have time to follow up with people, that's such a great way to do it. Yes. Yeah, so that's a good question. The security for specifically ChatGPT is not really there. So don't put in financial information, client information. It's not like people can go and read it. However, with recent events, OpenAI did just announce that they do have a department that will read conversations if specific words are used that flag it. So it's not 100% secure unless you have your own server and your own instance of ChatGPT installed, which is very expensive. However, Notebook LM is 100% secure. It's your Google Drive. So if you wanted to put client information in that, you sure can.
Is there a way to more easily identify if somebody is sending something to AI?
Oh, good question. Text-wise, look for emojis. Look for the lines that they didn't even take out sometimes, like the dividers. As far as video goes, I think that's what's been tricking people the most. look for blurry backgrounds, and then look at people's mouths just to see they're off a little bit. But it's getting harder and harder to detect AI images, video. People probably don't know what of mine is automated and not because I keep everything very short and sweet, very much like I write in real life. Whenever I get these long emails, I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw this in AI to read it because I'm not spending time doing it. So that's how I would detect.
Say you were to get to your email, how would you be storing the tasks here or any other platform?
Sorry, could you say that one more time?
If you were to link it to your email, how would you be storing the tasks?
How would I give it tasks?
No, security.
Oh, security. Yeah, it's a risk, right? So for my specific email, it's a lot of writing back prospects. Could our emails be hacked at any moment from any situation? Yeah, it's a risk. I don't want to say it's 100% secure because I don't know that. So it's one of those things, everyone's doing it.
All right. No other questions? Okay, thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Okay, so to confirm.